Press-Highbridge Company and the Mysterious Press present Telling Lies by Wendy Hornsby, read by Donna Postel. Original material copyright 1992 Wendy Hornsby. Recording copyright 2013 Highbridge Company and recorded by arrangement with themysteriouspress.com, LLC. Chapter 1. After the third firebomb smashed through the front windows of my parents' Berkeley house, I was parked in a walled convent school 60 miles down the peninsula. Other than swimming and nuns in black habits, there wasn't much worth remembering about St. Catherine's Academy for Young Ladies. At least, nothing in relation to what was happening at home. I was still doing time there on December 20th, 1969. It was cold on December 20th. That I recall clearly, though most of the details of the day have been either lost to me or distorted by the lies memory plays. Oddly, an anomaly of memory, a few of the ordinary events of the morning have attached themselves to my keener recollection of that evening, little shards of trivia that spill out whenever the horror comes to mind. If I'd had my cameras then, I might have been able to keep the pieces together more coherently. But I didn't. The few photographs and bits of film footage I have managed to scrounge all came from sources alien to my point of view. I don't trust them, especially where Emily is concerned. And if there is connective tissue in this flawed history, it is Emily. This I remember about December 20th. I was barely 16. It was the last day of the fall term, and I had a swim meet. The bleachers were unusually full because a lot of families had come to St. Catherine's to fetch their young home for the holidays. My own parents were still tied up with final exams and holiday preparations. Mark was still in Vietnam. I hadn't seen my sister Emily in the flesh for months, so I hardly expected her to come to anything as unspectacular as a swim meet. I was swimming a medley, breaststroke and freestyle. The water seemed strangely dense that day, and I lagged the field badly. Cold was only part of the problem. I had a lot on my mind. How do you survive at school when the Time editorial for that week is about your big sister and is assigned reading for the entire junior class? I felt isolated, abandoned among the academic virgins. I had given up halfway through the first lap of my first heat when I heard Emily yelling from the bleachers, "Do it, maggot! Do it, maggot! Do it!" Inciting to riot had certainly developed Emily's pipes. Every time I raised my head for a breath, I could hear her over everyone else. I counted off my strokes, 1, 2, 3, 4, before I earned a breath. All I wanted was to hear her voice. So I stroked faster, harder, slicing through the water, counting to 4 to earn another earful. "Do it, maggot!" I won the heat. Actually, I set a meet record. I don't know how, exactly, because I wasn't racing. I was only trying to hear Emily. When I came out of the water, I found Emily, sitting in a clearing among the parents in the bleachers, with her 2 FBI shadows behind her. I've always been a natural showboat, so I should have been having more fun. But I was 16, remember. My sister Emily could cause me humiliation like no one on earth. And I loved her. I still loved her. So there I was on another December 20th, exactly 22 years after that day, this time in Los Angeles, cold and wet again, and once more searching for Emily. Only now the crowd was an entire city, and no matter how hard I tried, I could not find her voice anywhere. It was rush hour and pouring rain. I was somewhere south of Santa Monica, driving Emily's ancient Volvo station wagon. The gas gauge didn't seem to function, and the oil indicator light kept flashing at me. The last thing I needed was for the car to die on me. Avis at the airport had turned down my visa, and I didn't have enough cash for a second taxi ride to Emily's apartment in Chinatown. It's not that I was
Sample complete. Ready to continue?